Hello, friends. Welcome to episode 1 of the podcast. I've got the creature. Oh shit, we going. We live. Uh. Ew. Why would I want a belt? Where are we going next?
It's literally a list right in
More?
the front. Do the intro.
I did do the intro.
That was the intro?
Yeah, hello, friends. Welcome to the first episode of the podcast.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, alright.
I've got the creature with me.
Uh-huh.
He is very creaturey.
True. Creature-like, if you will.
True. Topics today are old memes versus new memes, my YouTube inspirations, and our favorite Pokemon and why they're our favorites. So, would you care to start us off?
Old memes versus new memes is a very funny topic because back in my day, when I was in high school, I looked at iFunny and Twitter for most of my memes. And with today's current media climate, the president can be shot, and 3 days later, everyone's over it. A few years ago, a meme would exist for like 3 months without much mutation on it. Nowadays, if the meme doesn't mutate 20 times in a row immediately, it's just dead a day after. God, the raptor, factual raptor or whatever?
The
Rational
Fact
Raptor?
The
Yeah.
one where, yeah.
Uh-huh. That thing existed for like a solid year.
Oh, yeah.
Because people just kept finding new things to post underneath it.
But that was also, like, the Facebook era of memes.
Yeah.
So, you know, dark days.
Nowadays, if your meme doesn't AI generate 30 other memes, then what are you even doing?
I mean, you got the Let's Go Gambling. That's been
As
around
I said,
for a couple weeks
mutate
now.
thousands of times within itself.
But that's also the thing, like, before with memes, it was just, they would exist, and they'd be a format for people to expand upon, like Good Guy Greg, like, the Velociraptor, shit like that, and people could just make their own captions, and that would keep them fresh. Nowadays, it's like, oh yeah, someone said something funny, so let me just put that in completely different context, but use the same audio. Rainbow Dash in a jar will always be funny, though.
No, it's not. Source I Made It Up was a good meme for
Oh, it was
like
a good
a
one.
year. Still pops up sometimes. Vine versus TikTok is a pretty good summation of like when the old meme format was going out and the new meme format started to pop up. Of like on Vine, everyone just did the same jokes over and over again. And then a month later, someone would come up with a new joke. And so then everyone made that joke over and over again. And then a new joke would pop up. It was all a bunch of really big creators just doing the exact same memes as the smaller creators because the smaller creators couldn't call them out for stealing from them.
Yeah.
And nowadays, it's just everyone's gone feral.
Well, Vine was also limited to 6 seconds, so they
And there
had...
were storylines.
There were storylines. But TikTok, I think TikTok was better when it had a 15-second timer. Like, you can fit way more into 15 seconds. And now it's what, like a minute, if not more?
On TikTok?
Yeah, on TikTok.
There's no limit.
There's no limit
There's
anymore?
hour-long videos on TikTok.
Jesus Christ. That's disgusting.
People gotta watch their Jersey Mike sandwiches being made.
True. Fuck, when I worked at Jimmy John's, one of my coworkers wanted to just be live while she made sandwiches all day.
A lot of people in restaurants are doing that now.
Yeah.
See, back in my day, memes were so slow and stagnant that memes about hating how often a meme showed up were a thing. Nowadays, you can't even do that. Because if you talk about, God, what was a meme that happened last month that everyone forgot about? There was Trump getting shot at. There was... God. You're here as well. You can think of a meme that came out last month.
I can't remember what I had for breakfast.
God, what was
Trick question,
funny
I
on
didn't eat breakfast.
what was funny on X.com a month ago?
Jesus Christ. I mean, I can pull it up. I'm sure I liked it.
I'm sure someone likes it. Oh, Bowsette. Bowsette was a long-lasting meme that came out recently.
Yeah, and every year when it gets close to the anniversary of it, the person on Twitter is just like, "Oh yeah, you guys remember when I made this?" um.
Oh my god. This was your entire thing.
It was. It still is.
iFunny was such a bad app, and it only got worse as time moved on. Back in my day, people just posted JPEGs with words on the background. Nowadays, if you post anything with more than a sentence on it, everyone just types mucho texto and doesn't read it.
Fuck, I am Steve. The Minecraft movie bullshit.
Oh yeah, the Minecraft movie is coming out. I completely forgot about that.
We're not watching it.
Another meme that died in its infancy.
God, I've just been liking bullshit after bullshit.
It's X. What else can you like?
True. Fatalis hitting the gritty.
So, you see, this is one of those things where I'm trying to talk about in general memes, and you're talking about incredibly niche. The Monster Hunter favorite monster list came out.
Yeah, no,
so people started making 3D animations of their favorite monster hitting the gritty in hopes that it'll get more votes.
Your favorite monster is Fatalis. I got bad news for you.
Uh-huh.
I'm just trying to find something that was like a fad a month ago. And I've just been liking Pokemon art. Guy playing music on slices of watermelon. Steamed hams.
Steamed hams has existed for years.
It comes back every once in a while.
Yeah.
For like an hour.
When quote-unquote old heads find funny meme and they want to bring it back and show people. She's just looking through her likes on X.
I'm trying to find something. Oh, the
squares in the circle factory.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so glad that existed for the week that it did, because it led to the M&M being created at the M&M factory, and I'll always be thankful for that. But outside of that, that really did just pop up, mutate a few thousand times, and then die. What does this mean? What?
Buff Riku.
Buff Riku from Kingdom Hearts posted the 27th of June, 2021.
You don't have to call me out like this.
We're going through her iFunny account, and since she hasn't used it in years, it's just incredibly old memes.
I am the storm that is approaching.
The storm that is approaching was never funny.
Damn it, too shoddy.
A horrible format for this.
Oh, it was funny though.
Yeah.
I love the kind of woman that will actually just kill me. Anyways, I'm not joining Mita's murder. Kill yourself. I can't say that. I'm gonna say it.
You can't. Take a long road down a slippery slide.
That's a good one.
No, it's not.
That's a banger.
Okay.
9 out of 10. I mean, I still think this shit is funny.
Well, yeah, of course it's still funny. We're cringe.
I am free, even though I am cringe.
We used to be with it, but then they changed what it is.
It happened to me.
And
it
it'll
will
happen to you.
Karazhan.
Hospital.
Do you even have a fast way?
You remember back when there was just a meme going around of just, I'm going to do X thing that will obviously lead me to the hospital. I'm going to post about what happens after I do it.
Guys, don't eat
Hospital.
the Taco Bell wings. You remember Goth IHOP? Femboy Hooters?
What a time to be alive. Didn't, God, with the way that brands now use Twitter, X, or whatever people call it, I'm pretty sure IHOP went with the Goth IHOP thing for like a day or something, didn't they?
I think they did.
Yeah. What a weird time to be alive.
If you want Goth IHOP, just go to Bombshells.
If you want the best burger of your life, go to IHOP. Everyone remembers IHOP, right? We all loved IHOP, the International House of Burger.
Morty. And how the fuck do I get that Karazhan?
Well, clearly you take the boat, and then that'll take you to the other continent, and then you fly.
Oh, true. Hey, and the boat's here. Yippee! Speaking of yippee, I've been saying that shit. He's just looking at my old iPhone account.
Damn. Banger after banger, babe.
Batman, the Batmobile won't start. Check the battery. What's a Terry?
Just awful. Just truly.
Among Us.
God, Among Us was a factory of memes.
What a time to be alive.
It was
and conscious.
It was such a well-made game that people hated so much that everyone was able to enjoy it. And I can respect that.
You hated it. What are you talking about?
I hate it, but I respect it. I just don't like social deduction games. Oh, hey, babe, it's Coconut.
Coconut. Big Chungus.
Big Chungus was a thing for a while.
And then Space Jam 2 decided to show, and they're like, alright guys, it's over.
God, I'm so good at avoiding things I don't want to see because I have no idea what you're talking about. Although the Space Jam 2 fan fiction posted by Super Eye Patch Wolf was one of the greatest media events of all time.
That was one of the topics we were going to talk about. Fanfic versus webtoons.
That was an option for one of the 3 topics, but it's not, so... You just post a dog getting groomed while someone holds their head and just shakes them back and forth to make it look like they're dancing.
To the beat of
3 billion likes.
To the beat of DuckTales? Woo!
Woo! DuckTales. This is strangers.
What? I just want to be free. Holy shit.
There is no freedom.
Yanked.
There was a time when the funniest thing you could do on the internet was...
Combine words?
What is the term for that? Oh my god. What is the term for combining words?
Portmanteau.
When you would just portmanteau an entire sentence into one word, and everyone howled in laughter.
The poor man's toe.
Oh my god. What is this?
My cat.
Oh, okay.
I miss her every day. I hope Cordelia is doing well.
I'm sure she is.
I was so aggressive on iFunny. Holy shit.
You were angry at the world.
Still am. World is a fuck.
You just buff Riku again.
It is Buff Riku again.
We can't laugh at this because this was made by a bad person.
Homie Carson isn't a bad person.
Tommy Carson did something morally reprehensible.
Let's see. Throne of Four Winds.
Indeed.
Yippee.
That is the next thing on the list.
Anything else you wanna talk about with memes?
I miss
Or are
Jaden
we,
Smith.
or are we just? He had a really good anime. Do
Neo
you remember
Tokyo
that?
or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed it.
There was a Toblerone in it, if I remember correctly.
There was, it was really big on a giant Toblerone, like a 3 foot Toblerone.
Alright, we've talked about old memes. Now we have to talk about new memes. Old memes were fun in the fact that you had enough time to digest them and you'd see them a lot. So you'd understand the intricacies and you could see the small changes happening over time. New memes have their own brand of, I don't want to call it brain rot, but brain rot sounds like the best way to describe it. Babe, what are your favorite new memes?
Let's go gambling.
Let's Go Gambling is a good one. I feel like that is a new meme that's based off of old meme culture. Because that's literally flip notes.
Yeah, Flip Notes was a thing on the 3DS era, and this guy decided that's my whole thing, that's my whole shtick, and he has made millions off of it.
I don't I don't know what the best way to describe this is, but there was a like stock market for memes. So like you could invest in memes, and if you wanted to go into the penny stock category of like this meme has one view and one like, do you think that the concept behind it is going to get big? You could invest in that, and then when it got big enough, you could pay out. Which most of the groups that I was in never used real money; it was just fake points. But looking at how memes form and like what the geopolitical situation is during the
Why does it
meme
launch me
creation
the wrong
process,
way every fucking time?
because it loves you. It wants you to have more fun. One of the things that you begin to notice when you look at stock markets for memes is the concept of the person who makes the Let's Go Gambling was a big DS flip note person, and this person started to get popular right as the Nintendo DS network was going down. And so you have this thing of, if you're capable of keeping up with all current news and all of the things going on, you're able to kind of tell what memes are going to become big, because it was there was big stuff going on with it's surprisingly easy to mod your DS, and then the DS shop went down, and then people started talking about how much they miss Flipnote. Do you want me to fly us there?
Oh, I'll fly us. Sorry, you're talking.
And so then we get into the whole people miss Flipnote thing, and then people started making retro apps that allowed you to use Flipnote, and people were starting to follow that as a fun art style. And then this person who was already semi-popular with the Flipnote community made a Let's Go Gambling thing at the same time that there was another big meme going around about gambling.
I think he exploded in popularity before the Let's Go Gambling.
Yeah, he was moderately popular. A few of his things were known, but
the Let's Go Gambling is what set him over the edge.
And so it's, if you have the time and you want to spend your life doing it, you can kind of see what memes are going to become popular, or you can look at it as a meme historian and figure out what memes became popular and when because of the situations going on. There are certain memes that became popular almost solely because of the Russia-Ukraine war, and that's not a topic I want to get into right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, memes are fun if you look at them in the right viewpoint. I'm a big book review nerd, so the concept of looking at the political situations and figuring out how memes become popular is funny to me. God, the amount of Johnny Depp Amber Heard meme. Wait, we're talking about new memes. What's popular on TikTok?
I don't use TikTok.
The main way that memes are digested now, if you don't use TikTok, is meme compilations on YouTube,
or
which
just
is
YouTube
just
Shorts.
TikTok.
The shorts meme compilations.
God,
where it's essentially just a Vine compilation.
My problem is my YouTube Shorts algorithm doesn't have any of that in it anymore.
Mine's starting to calm down a bit, but I tend to find myself doom scrolling a bunch, and I'll find something funny, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll just look at like 5 more things, find another funny thing, completely forget that, and just lose hours of my life.
Yeah, YouTube Shorts, the algorithm. Everyone thinks they have a personal opinion that no one else shares, and just to find out their entire worldview is built upon the YouTube algorithm. It's pretty fun.
They have returned. Not entirely unexpected.
Don't go to TikTok.
I'm not going to TikTok. I would never do that.
The ritual will take much from us, as it requires.
My TikTok
Right
is
now,
still
what's
entirely
big on
irrelevant.
my shorts is just clips from shows.
Yeah.
Like, just clips from Futurama, from Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Family Guy.
The problem
They don't
is,
even have Subway Surfers under it anymore. It's just the shows.
well, sometimes the best part about having those shorts with the shows on them is you have to search all of the corners for the little face in the corner because someone's reacting to that. They aren't just posting
yeah,
it.
God.
There will just randomly be a person in the corner. And it's so funny whenever you find
They
them.
don't say or do anything. They just move their face.
Sometimes they'll like point at the show and just nod. But yeah, the problem is if you watch fully through one of these shorts, the algorithm goes, so that's all you want your shorts to be. So if you one day get a House clip and you're like, oh, I guess I'll listen to House say this for the next 10 seconds, that's your shorts now.
I've never even watched House. But I kind of want to now. But that's the whole thing.
Yeah, you fell for it.
That's yeah, that's just Vanny. Who's the guy that likes to
Pyrocynical.
Pyrocynical.
No longer.
Yeah.
Pyrocynical. I followed Pyrocynical back when he was an internet bully. I follow Pyrocynical now that he's a video essayist. I like Pyrocynical.
I think he should do more cosplays.
Mm-hmm. Go subscribe to their Instagram or whatever.
Nah, I'm good. I already have enough apps on my phone. I don't need fucking Instagram and whatever else. And you know what? Quick side tangent. Why the fuck does every game have to have its own launcher? I get that people are tired of Steam just having everything, but holy shit, I don't need Amazon Game Launcher. I don't need GOG Games. I don't need Epic Games and Steam. And every fucking thing else has a launcher of its own.
We've had Amazon Prime for a long time, and we also use Twitch. So my Twitch account was connected to the Amazon Prime account, and I think last year-ish, they made it so that for every month that you have Twitch Prime, you get a free game, and we didn't realize we had accrued so many free games. And so eventually I was like, hey babe, we have a bunch of free games. Do you want to download them? She goes, sure. Starts putting in the codes. And every time she would put in a code, it would go, okay, download this installer so that we can actually get you the game.
Yeah, it's such bullshit. Why do I need
really
all of
funny.
these? I just want one thing that just says, okay, here's your game on whatever fucking service. We will load it. Like, yeah, I know everyone wants to make money. But holy shit, there has to be a way to truncate all of that.
No. It's the same way with streaming services. Why would you allow the first season of your show to be on another streaming service when you can just own the rights to the entire show? So if someone wants to watch Pokemon X and Y, they have to go to like Disney. But if they want to watch Pokemon Adventure, they have to go to Netflix.
They had it all on their website on Pokemon TV, and you would get certain episodes for free. You want the other ones? Give them money. And then they decided, no, if you want to watch it, you're going to have to go to Disney's bullshit. You have to go to Hulu. You have to go to Netflix. You have to go to blah, 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 blah. Like, holy shit, aren't you guys trying to make money?
Well, they get paid. They buy the rights to the show. And so then they don't have to spend money keeping up the internet servers in order to stream their show when they can just have other people do it for them and get paid for it.
And then they complain about people pirating.
Well, piracy is an evil act that you should never do. If something's on the internet and it costs money, you should always pay the creators.
And what if there's no way to get that anymore?
Oh, you mean like when they just completely remove stuff because they don't want to keep paying for the servers and they refuse to have a physical copy of it anywhere?
What if I want to play Pokemon Black and I don't want to spend $800 to get it from someone on eBay with a 90% chance that I'm just going to get a fucking flash cart instead?
Yeah, that's a sin. You've sinned.
Of course.
You didn't read the fine
Kazrash.
print. You didn't read the fine print on the eBay listing that said this is just the case. There's no game inside of it, so that's your fault.
They don't even put it on the listing. They put it in the description.
Yeah.
In the description.
Yeah.
Like a very small part randomly in there of like, this game came out and blah 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 blah. This is just the game case. This isn't the actual game. And in this game, you get to catch cute little creatures called Pokemon and blah 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 blah. Like, holy shit. Everyone's trying to scam you. Everyone's trying to make money. You try and pirate something, and then your fucking internet service provider is just going to be like, oh yeah, you have to pay $2,000 because you didn't want to spend $800 to buy this game that isn't even in circulation that Nintendo doesn't even make money off of.
I think
So
piracy is cool and based. But of course, I would never say that out loud because that's illegal.
I think to a certain extent it's okay. Like, if you're gonna pirate a brand new game, that's kind of shitty. But if it's something that's no longer in circulation or something that you used to own that either broke or just you got rid of and then, you know, felt bad about doing that for, I think it's okay to an extent.
Oh no, I fully
download
believe that breaking the law is a good thing in most situations. I say that, like, if you pirate, you're breaking the law, and I think, yeah, breaking the law is perfectly fine in situations like this. If you believe what you just said, then you would be perfectly fine with every single piracy software just being a launching platform for the game while you have to transfer over the files from the actual game that you bought. Like,
Isn't that just cloud-based gaming?
No. On my Vita, when I homebrewed it, I can just download every game I want from a different app. But if I use the main homebrew thing, if I want to play the bug game, what's the bug game where you stab and it's a Metroidvania? Hollow Knight. If I want to play Hollow Knight, I have to connect my Vita to the computer and move the files from the Steam game Hollow Knight onto my Vita, and that is the only way I would be able to access it so that I'm not pirating the game.
Yeah.
So I have to have proof of ownership, and I think that stuff is incredibly dumb.
The 3DS doesn't have that, because, like, the 3DS, you can either go on to 8shop, or you can go onto any number of subreddits, and it's just like, here's a QR code from this file-sharing website, scan it with your 3DS and the FBI app, and boom, you have the game now.
I think piracy is good and based.
As I said, I think that there are certain situations where it's okay, but I don't think it's always okay, no matter what.
I think if you want to figure out if you want to play Star Wars Rebels, the $120 video game, and you don't want to spend $120, I think that's perfectly fine if you steal it.
I think if you want to... Like, you don't know that if you're going to like a game or not, because you're either going to have to watch, like, someone else play it, and they're going to, like, spoil everything for you, and you're just, well, why do I care about the game now? Or they just don't tell you, oh yeah, this game that you think looks really good, it's actually just a mobile game, and it's a card game. But they still charge you, like, $60 for it. You know, I think it's fine to use piracy to get, you know, an idea of what the game is of, and if it's a game that you're thinking, oh yeah, I'd really enjoy this, like, it's not, you know, a big corporate greed machine, and yeah, then you go and buy it.
No.
I don't
think
feel...
piracy is perfectly fine.
I don't think it's okay to pirate indie games, because they put a lot of time and effort into that, but...
I've never heard an indie developer ever say the words, don't pirate my game, you're taking money out of my pocket.
Most of them say, like, oh yeah, I understand that you're pirating it, you know, I don't like that you're doing that, but you know, if you could at least like get the word out about my game,
Yeah.
that's just as good.
Yeah.
Like some of
If-
them are really cool about it.
Most people who make indie games look at piracy as effectively like aggressive advertisement, and most of them are okay with it. This is too much sarcasm.
One of the games I've been following on Twitter, they saw that like day one it was released to be pirated. I don't like the word piracy, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. They saw a post saying, "Hey, here's the game. You can torrent it and have it." And one of the comments was, "This is such a woke game. The whole game is just saying that men are weak and frail creatures, and women are just so much better than them in every way. So I uninstalled this game." And they just, you know, posted a screenshot of them, and they're like, "That's free advertisement, baby."
Yeah. All publicity is good publicity.
Let that sink in. Okay, we got a little off topic. Do you want to move on to the next topic?
Sure.
Okay. So YouTube inspirations.
Mm-hmm.
So when I decided to start YouTube, I've tried to do YouTube a couple of times and just it never really stuck. I was never really happy with it, and I would get, you know, 1 view, 2 views after like 10, 20 videos, and it felt really shitty. So I just never really continued with it. This is normal.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my friends said that, or I asked one of my friends if he ever played Bug Fables, and he said, "Oh, no, I haven't." And this was like when they announced Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door remake on the Switch. And I was like, "Oh yeah, Bug Fables is really good, like top quality game. You should check it out." And he's like, I'm not sure if I'd be into it." And I'm like, "Well, I own the game. I can just like play it and upload it to YouTube, and you can watch it if you want to." And he did, and then I realized I actually enjoy doing this. And then I wanted to play Vampire Survivors, but I didn't want to start over, so I played Hollow Cure, and then I started actually like getting views. People were interested in my videos, and you said, "Well, why don't you just play Binding of Isaac, the best roguelike ever made?" And then it just kind of snowballed from there. I started meeting some really cool people in the community. I've been doing collabs. People have been helping me. Like Gavin, Tony, Phantom, Arts, Mental. I couldn't remember his name for a second. Yeah. I ultimately what I wanted out of it was just to be part of a community and being able to interact with people and just do collabs and have fun, and that's what I have. And I'm hoping, you know, I can get to 500 subs at some point so I can monetize my channel and actually make a career out of this. So, yeah. I'm pretty happy with where I am. Also, the whole VTuber thing. I always thought they were cringe. Just because they always overly sexualize themselves. They give themselves big tits and wide hips and things like that, and
It's not a bad thing, it's just not to your taste.
yeah. But then we were watching Bricky, who's just a flesh tuber, and he does a bunch of stuff with other VTubers, and I realized they're just people. They're just trying to make a living, trying to, you know, do their thing. And I realized I kind of want to do that, because I didn't want to be just, here's my gameplay and I'm talking over it. I wanted to have some sort of manifestation of myself. So I just made my VTuber avatar, and I'm really happy with it. like, obviously, you know, I use the programs that are designed to help you set up a VTuber avatar, but, I mean, I got the outfit myself, I created it myself,
Run out.
and I'm really happy with it. I think I did a good job.
You did.
And, yeah.
Yeah. As the husband slash supporter slash PR manager, whatever I do here, a lot of the stuff that she does, I try my best to give her as much information and as many concepts to work with as possible. So, like, as she said, she got started in the Bug Fables thing. One of the ways that I helped with the... Did we talk about this in the last podcast?
I don't think so.
Okay. One of the things that I tried to help with during the Bug Fables thing was she was editing all of the dead air out of the content, which is a perfectly reasonable thing to do. But I was like, oh, hey, by the way, you don't have to like just edit out all the dead air and then delete it. What you can do, and what's becoming more popular on YouTube, is the concept of like all of the grindy stuff that you have to do in order to get all of your stuff up to par in order to make the videos. You can just keep that gameplay, have the music in the background turned up a little bit, and then just let that be like 3 hours of Bug Fable farming content to fall asleep to. And she released one of those videos, and it did about as well as the other Bug Fables videos.
Yeah.
Then we get into the whole Vampire Survivors game. You got into Binding of Isaac and Hollow Cure at about the same time.
Yeah.
I recommended the Hollow Cure game to you because we were just starting to not be as cringe about VTubers.
Yeah.
And so you started playing Binding of Isaac because I was big into Sinvicta, a really big Binding of Isaac YouTuber at the time, or currently still is. Northern Lions, Invicta, those kinds of people who play Binding of Isaac for years on end. And when she got into Binding of Isaac, because we were playing it together, I was like, hey, this is a game you can play for 100 years and never stop making content on it. Do you want to start making content on Binding of Isaac? And you were like, oh yeah, definitely. And so you were doing Binding of Isaac and Hollow Cure at the same time. And your Hollow Cure videos were doing like 100 times better than your Binding of Isaac stuff.
Phase 2.
Yeah, I think about that, yeah.
And then you also had the comments on your Hollow Cure videos of you were like actually talking to people and like getting into the community. And then there was the whole Ricky email thing, and that's how you got started with the collab stuff.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that in
Well,
episode 0.
I don't think I reached out to anyone. I think Tony reached out to me first.
Yeah, you joined the Binding of Isaac YouTuber Discord, and then people started talking to you about it.
Why would you remove me from the group? We're just going to Battle of Desire Lore after this.
Is that Mythic?
Yes, this was Mythic.
Oh, okay.
That was the third
Battle
one.
of Desire Lore.
I got way in over my head sending Ricky an email. You told me to.
Those are words that we could definitely say that I did, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, ultimately, I just really wanted to collab with people. I thought that was, like, the penultimate thing to do, and it just sounded really fun.
Your first favorite thing to do was, of course, making the videos and doing the gameplay and recording audio over it. But your second favorite thing has always been interacting with the community.
Yeah.
That's why the Hollow Cure stuff was a big impact on it, because you had comments. People were talking to you and giving you advice, and you were able to say, like, oh, that's really neat, but if I do this, 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 and this, what will happen? And then people would answer your questions because you were having conversations. And then once you started being able to do that with Binding of Isaac, which is, you know, the best game ever made of all time for everyone involved, you know, it was the best of both worlds.
Yeah, and then I just decided to start streaming.
Yeah.
And that was a good decision.
Speaking of YouTube influences, what were your favorite YouTubers as a kid or like growing up? Because for me, it was Smosh, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, and then like Sinvicta and that other kind of stuff. Cryotic was huge for me.
I wasn't really into the huge YouTubers like Markiplier and PewDiePie. I got into Markiplier eventually. I thought PewDiePie was really fucking annoying. So I watched like one video of him playing Amnesia, and the whole barrel thing I just couldn't stand it, so I stopped watching him.
The barrel slayed. Oh my god.
But I liked more of the Nintendo people, so Chugga Conroy, Nintendo Capri Sun. There's one guy that I actually still follow. I think he's really cool. Game Guy 888, I think. I know it's Game Guy. I just don't remember the numbers. He still does videos, but it seems like he does like a month or like a series of playing one game, and then it's just let's react to my old videos, and I'm just not really that into that. But I liked the group content people did, so like Game Grumps, Runaway Guys, but it always just falls apart. Like, they got rid of JonTron on Game Grumps because of whatever the fuck happened. That's a little loud. Runaway Guys, they had a falling out between a couple of the guys, because one of them... Fuck. One of them said, oh yeah, I'm autistic, that's why I act the way that I do. And then, after they got a bunch of backlash, they were like, yeah, I'm not actually autistic, I don't know why I said that. And, yeah, it was pretty bad. Two of them kept fighting every time they were recording together. It was just a shit show. I think they're still going, but it's like new people now.
Target you.
Yeah, those are really the only names that I can think of. Who's the guy that played Happy Wheels all the time?
But there were a lot of people who played
The
Happy
big
Wheels
people
all the
that
time.
did.
Markiplier, PewDiePie, Tobuscus!
I don't think I watched that much of Tobuscus.
Oh my god.
I think it was just Markiplier that I watched play it a bunch.
Markiplier, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, Tobuscus. God, I don't remember anyone else. Oh! I completely forgot! Achievement Hunter.
Oh yeah,
Achievement Hunter was a huge part of my YouTube watch time.
The Rage plays.
Oh my god, Michael. Funniest man on the planet. I've never seen someone... The clip of the Rage quit Yu-Gi-Oh! Still pops up because of how funny it was.
Fuck, that reminds me. The Abridged series.
Which one?
Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
The abridged I was into was Dragon Ball Abridged, Sword Art Online Abridged, and
Sword Art Online Abridged.
Vampire one.
Hellsing
Abridged.
which was also made by the Dragon Ball Z people.
Yeah. I've never been able to get into another abridged series because now they're all skibbity riz.
Yeah.
I'm being serious. Have you watched an abridged series recently?
No.
It's all skibbity riz. They all say Sigma because they're children.
Everyone saw how popular they all got and just went, I can do that. Hey guys, Skibbity Riz, Ohio. Game Grumps even play games anymore?
Yeah.
We just never watch it.
I watch the compilations sometimes.
Yeah. You want to invite me?
Oh,
You
yeah.
and your fucking cow.
YouTube was a fun place. Now it's all video essays and woke.
Yeah.
Where am I? Oh, you can talk to the pterodactyl to leave the instance because I
Oh.
accidentally set us to normal.
I did not know that.
Well, Horde is just easier
Better.
to do this raid for some reason.
Ow.
YouTube influence,
Inspiration.
YouTube inspirations didn't last as long as I thought it would.
That was a good 15 minutes.
Yeah.
10, 15. Favorite Pokemon. What is your favorite Pokemon? Because most of the people that watch me know what my favorite Pokemon is.
My favorite Pokemon types are Bug, Steel, and Ghost. Ranking them from top to bottom, I think it would be Ghost is my favorite, and then Steel, and then Bug.
You just love the underdogs, that's why you like bugs?
No. Having done multiple bug-only playthroughs of Pokemon, I'm not that big of a fan of the underdog gameplay. I don't like it that whenever I go up against strong... In Scarlet and Violet, almost every single Titan Pokemon has a Rock-type move, which just means at least 4 of my 6 Pokemon have to die for me to be able to beat this thing.
The pure rock type, the bird that gets powered up rock moves, the Orthworm, which is steel type, so it resists bug, and also has rock type moves, the Dondozo and Tatsugiri.
And then because I was playing Scarlet, I got Great Tusk.
Oh yeah. Well, when you first played it, you got you were on Violet, so you had Iron Treads.
Oh, true. That's right. I like the bug Pokemon designs, and I like having a few bug types on my team. But I've quickly realized, not that big of a fan of using a full bug type team.
Yeah.
Please change.
Ghost types, I think, are cool conceptually, because I've always enjoyed edgy aesthetics. It's just I enjoy very specific edgy aesthetics. Like the whole Death Knight, big sword, metal armor thing has never been my thing. I prefer the, like, softer edge. I like necromancers and stuff like that, but only if they're rising, like, skeletons and ghosts and stuff.
Yeah.
And then steel type, my favorite playstyle is a grind game, that kind of thing. Steel types are the best at that. I like bulky, slow Pokemon that when they hit you back, are going to hit you way harder than you hit them. Steel types really embody that, so it's enjoyable. You combine all 3, you get something that I like. So my favorite Pokemon...
Scizor?
No. My favorite ghost type is definitely Aegislash. I've always loved Aegislash. My favorite bug type is probably Scizor or Volcarona. I can't remember which ones I like more at the moment. And then my favorite steel type is Bastiodon. The fossil, the big shield. Shieldon?
That's Bastiodon. Shieldon into Bastiodon.
Yeah. Shieldon or Bastiodon is the only fossil Pokemon I like.
That's
What
fair.
are your favorites?
So my favorite Pokemon of all time is Jolteon.
Oh
of
my
course.
god, no way.
And don't be a dick. My favorite types are Electric and Psychic and Fairy. If I were to rank them, it would probably be Psychic at the top, Electric, then Fairy. Fairy is just typically like, oh, look at how cute these Pokemon are. But I like the ones like Tinkaton. I think it's pretty cool. It was
Mawile
good.
is my favorite interpretation of fairy type Pokemon.
It wasn't even a fairy type at first.
Yeah. Granbull.
Oh right, we just skipped straight to Jaina. I like Mawile. I really like Mega Mawile, just having the 2 mouths and the whole Japanese aesthetic. Jolteon has been my favorite Pokemon since Gen 1. At first, it was kind of like a rival thing, because my brother's favorite Pokemon is Vaporeon. And I was like, well, if I use Jolteon, I'll have the advantage. And then I realized I just love my little Sparky boy. Um, favorite psychic type is Gardevoir. Not for the horny aesthetic, because I liked Gardevoir before, when I first played the game back in Ruby Sapphire. When did Ruby and Sapphire come out? Hey Google, when did Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire come out?
Phase change.
2002. So I was 9 years old. Yes, thank you, Google. Fucking Christ. They're listening to our conversations. I liked Gardevoir. I thought it was a really neat psychic type Pokemon. I liked the Dex lore of like it's a very emotional Pokemon and it will create a small black hole to protect its trainer. I think that's neat.
Why do you think Ralts is better than Abra?
I don't really like the design of Abra.
Phase 2. Fate 9. Target you.
It's just basic, I guess.
Phase change.
Because Abra is just, oh yeah, it's just a guy with a spoon. And I like how Ralts goes from like a shy Pokemon to being more confident and comfortable with itself to like an extremely strong psychic type Pokemon that's willing to protect itself and the ones it cares about. I'm never getting any of these mounts, holy shit. Next to that, fuck, I have the whole list of my favorite Pokemon, hold on.
I think that the Abra line versus the Gardevoir line is one of the downfalls of Pokemon, because once they realize that Gardevoir gets them more sales than the Abra line does, and also the whole thing of they couldn't use Abra in most content because of the whole lawsuit that happened because of it, has led to Pokemon like Meowscarada and Rillaboom and
Just sexualized Pokemon.
just humans with animal features instead of, the creatures of Abraline, which is very sad for me because I always prefer. I don't know if you can tell, but in a world where VTubers and models exist, my wife uses a beautiful model with hair tracking and stuff like that, and I am creature. I'll always like creature design more than I will like human design.
I like creatures that, they might be a little human-like, but you can tell they're still creatures.
My favorite talking about this kind of thing is I don't know how else to describe this, but just try to talk about this Tumblr post I saw, or it was either Tumblr or Reddit. People talk about like, oh, when you get this Pokemon in its first stage, are you prepared for the fact that it's not going to need a dog bed or a dog bowl anymore? Like if you get a weed cat, what was the weed cat called?
Sprigatito.
If you get a Sprigatito, you get a nice little cat bed, and then you give it a bowl, and it'll be like that until it reaches its second evolution, which then you have to give it a high chair and a plate, and then its final evolution, that's got a mortgage. That dude goes to work. He sleeps in his own room, in his own bed.
Yeah.
Same thing with Litten. But Litten's even worse because when it evolves the second time, that's just a bigger cat. And then the final evolution, yeah, he's got a match tomorrow. He's got to go to the wrestling ring.
He's gonna call you names.
He's gonna call you names. If you give him the food he doesn't like, you're getting pile drived, and that's all you can do about that.
What was I on when I made this list? Holy shit.
Yeah, my list is also way different from when I last made it. The main problem with Pokemon games for me is the fact that I don't like the concept of pseudo legendaries and starter Pokemon. I think all Pokemon should be quote unquote equal, which is also why I dislike Mega Evolution.
That's why I like Pokemon Showdown's random battles, because they adjust Pokemon's levels to be roughly equal. It's just a matter at that point.
Their
It's a matter.
levels are adjusted so that their like base stat total is equal to each other.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then at that point it just becomes better strategy, and if you can like set up better. That's why I just really like the random battles.
Yeah. Legendaries, I think, are a cool post game thing, but with the design of more recent Pokemon games, you're getting the box legendary before the final boss, and the
Yeah.
legendary just kind of solos the final boss. I think the first time it happened was Black and White because you get either Kyogre or Reshiram. I said Kyogre. Wow.
Zekrom, Reshiram. Gen 1, you get like the weaker legendaries of the birds. If you do like optional stuff, you don't encounter them.
I thought you had to do the Elite Four and then they'll randomly show up in the grass.
No,
after,
they're
like, 50
before.
encounters. Oh.
I think Zapdos is in the power plant since the beginning of the game.
Oh, okay.
Gen 2, you have to fight Ho-Oh and Lugia before you fight the Elite Four. Same with Gen 3, you have to fight Groudon, Kyogre. God, what was Gen 4? Dialga and Palkia, that was a huge story-driven thing. Black and White, you have to catch them. They will not let you just go on without them. So that one, yes, that is a forced legendary to put on your team. Because they even say you have to have it on your team.
Yeah, once I got to that point and they forced me to get rid of one of my terrible Pokemon for the Reshiram, I was upset.
Yeah. Gen 6 is Yveltal and Xerneas.
Black and White 2 are the same generation as Black and White?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think those ones are optional.
X and Y was a weird game.
It really was. It felt unfinished. That's why I'm really hoping Legends ZA will actually finish it. After that was Sun and Moon. That one.
Man, I can't wait for the third game in the X and Y franchise. It's going to be Pokemon Z for Zygarde, because Zygarde's going to be the main Pokemon, because they love making a third game that combines them. They're definitely not going to release Sun and Moon and then Ultra Sun and Moon, where Zygarde actually gets its like evolutions and stuff.
Well, you can catch Zygarde in X and Y, but in Sun and Moon, it gets the 10% and 100% form. Sword and Shield, you're forced to put them on. Yeah, you're forced to put, oh god, what are the dogs called? Zacian and Zamazenta.
Right.
You have to put them on your team so that you can fight Eternatus. And I think you have to catch Eternatus, too. And then Scarlet and Violet, you get the legendary since the beginning of the game, but you can't use it until the final battle, and then it's like all of your other Pokeballs aren't working.
I think it genuinely took me 5 minutes to figure out what to do after all of my Pokeballs got locked, because I kept trying to not use it.
Yeah.
So I would just go to my Pokeballs and it would just say, the Pokeball does not blah blah blah. And I'm just like, no, I don't want to use the legendary Grandpa.
Well, that's too damn bad. But that is a fight that is impossible to lose, too. Because if you pick the wrong move, it'll just say, like, oh yeah, your Pokemon decided to use this move instead. It decided to terrestrialize and use Terra Blast.
The bike Pokemon are legendaries?
Yeah.
Every time we talk about this, I keep forgetting that it's a legendary.
Yeah. The other legendaries are the Beads of Ruin. Chiyu, Pinglu, Chenpao.
Alright.
I don't remember what the other
We're
one is.
about at an hour.
Yeah. 59 minutes and 45 seconds.
In the comments, if you've listened to this point, be sure to put down what your least favorite legendary is. Don't explain why. Just start a comment with your least favorite legendary, because I hate all of them. I think everyone's stat total should be the same. I hate legendaries. Also, remember to like, remember to subscribe, and remember to put your least favorite legendary. All right, we go.
We don't do this on that channel.
Yeah. Like, comment, and subscribe.
I'm so sorry, everyone. He doesn't know what he does. But I love you guys. Bye.